Hello, we're back for part two. I just pulled this spread. I didn't really start getting into it yet, so we shall begin here. So, as I was saying in the last video, it looks like we're bringing up the story of the flood, possibly, metaphorically. It's not quite saying how we should take that here. Clock is ticking him, so him, we have him in the same spot as the J before, so to me, I would read that as confirming we are talking about the spirit of Jesus, or however you label that when you connect to it. Also, let's see, what was here in the last one? Scapegoat. Okay. Okay. Scapegoat, and then here was, oh crap, I knew I should have took a picture. What was here in the last thing? Voice of God. Okay. Voice of God was here when we pulled it last. J, and then you survived. So, for a lot of people who are feeling possibly scapegoated or in a similar situation of just trying to maybe go through an ascension process or an awakening process, may feel related to that story. Here's a message of hope, kind of like you made it through, or maybe the hardest part is now over for you, possibly. However, this is a little foreboding for maybe the people who scapegoated you. The clock is ticking. The voice of God may have spoken, whatever the voice of God is in your practice, or the voice of the Most High, if you believe in like source energy, stuff like that. Maybe it says something to these people and they not like what's clicking. I don't know. So yes, lots of foreboding energy. Maybe something is about to get wiped out completely and time is running out for the thing that is going to get wiped out. Down here, so what do we have down here? Oh my god. We had a demon, bright ones, and hungry. A demon. So grass, a demon grass, willing vessel, bright ones, and hungry reward. These two, like the grass and reward, are giving me like the grass is greener on the side of the bright ones, I guess. I'm not trying to make this sound so biased and like, get on the winning team, ho. But that's really what the cards are just giving me. But yeah, it's giving like the demonic forces, or again, whatever you would call them in your own belief system, are seeing the grass is greener with the energy of bright ones, and maybe want a piece of that. They maybe want the reward that comes with being a bright one. I'm not quite sure if willing vessel is for bright one or a demon. A demonic kind of spirit or being could be trying to find a willing vessel of a person who is in ascension or a bright one and take it over, inhabit it, in order to reach some sort of reward or energy source. That's kind of what I'm getting. My head is buzzing really bad. Yeah, that's kind of strange. You might want to be on the lookout for that if you consider yourself one. I did not expect this reading like this today. Okay, and I do not. If I know this is a first experimental read, but I do not like to do that preachy sound and stuff, or like the because God and Jesus, because like there's a reason that we separated from that so that we don't perpetuate that same kind of rhetoric. I don't know, I just don't like to make it sound preachy and stuff because maybe I've deconstructed, so we don't do that over here. But I will facilitate a message, okay? Because that's my job. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So let's swoop this one too, and then pull another one. And maybe I'll just do this one in two parts since it's experimental. But if you want a third part, just let me know. Oh, and I just got another message pulling that bathtub. Maybe this sort of wipe out or this sort of flood, like the first flood, if you read the text of the Bible, the first flood, I'm pretty sure, was the entire earth. But that bathtub energy, I mean, if you put water in a bathtub, it's contained. So maybe this elimination of these certain, whatever they are, that flood is going to be contained instead of take up like the whole earth or wherever that cleansing process will take place. And also, sorry, I'm just blabbing, but like we'll get to other cards. But going back to that turpentine, when I said that that usually means like a very deep cleanse, and I related it to the bright ones, that could also go for this metaphorical cleanse here. Maybe there's a metaphorical cleanse of a certain type of being that is being an aggressor towards bright ones, and that will be in a contained wipeout, like I said, but a very strong cleanse or wipeout. And do not use that message to fuel any like type stuff like that. No, that's not what I'm gonna say. But yeah, I just mean a certain type of like maybe frequency or energy that is currently on the attack. So let's pull from one more chunk. I don't really have a setup right now, so it's just on my floor. We're just gonna try it. Not everybody wanted to speak anyway, just so I let whoever come forward. Scammers. Okay, bam. There he is. What's up? It's a twin. What that mean? Uranus. And since this is one that I'm doing on video, it's gonna kind of challenge me because usually I'm like researching at the same time and doing some extra like pulling up of notes and stuff. But we're just gonna see like, okay, period. He said something funny. I don't know. He said somebody's ankle's getting broken. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Okay. So let me think of this for a minute as well. Ooh, this is crazy. Okay, so I did get my little notes out, but Uranus, I'm like, what is Uranus? So the very first thing that pops up is Uranus is the planet of innovation through rebellion, chaos, and let me click on it. Hello, where did it go? Well, we heard those two things. But Uranus in mythology is a disruptor god. We also see here this webpage that I'm on says Uranus has ties to spiritual awakening, which is exactly the theme that we've been working with here a little bit. So that's very interesting. It's a planet of enlightenment and insight. Uranus prompts us to expand our minds and challenge our perceptions of reality. Its energy is believed to help individuals tap into their intuition and access deeper levels of awareness. And if you guys want to dive into the mythology and all that, you can. I'm under a little time limit because we only got like 1 minute left. But yeah, remain open to change. That's very interesting. So this is on the same line with like the turpentine and the big cleanse. So this kind of solidifies to me being, what is that little piece here? Being open to perhaps a big change coming with like a swiping out of scammers. Gotta go, get gone. Whew. And scales over here, we all know scales are like Libran energy for balancing. We're balancing the scales. We're wiping something out so that energies can be put back in their rightful places. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go into a part 3 just to finish this up, so meet me over there.